What's going on? I'm good. Very good. I'm hanging in there. I don't know what I'm playing. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, it'd be cool if I got paid to do this. I would be more pro. I would do it. What's up? What's up? Grateful. Good to see you. I don't know. I'm just getting ready for some tartar here in a second. Hold on, man. I was looking for something here. Hang on. Good to see you. I don't know. Something happening.
Thinking that we could be there by now. Autumn's calling, singing it's too late to date already. Sandy stomped inside, hiding my candy-colored crucifix. Molecule to mine, anxiety, many other choose to face. Tryptamine to miles, trading substances for character. Live my energy for granted there. I live to be inside of it. Time heals everything. Time heals everything. Easy. Come tomorrow, I won't feel anything. I won't feel anything. Easy. Time heals everything. Time heals. Time will take care of peace. You see, you won't be waiting around. You see, time will take care of peace. You see. Easy. Time heals everything. Time heals everything. Come tomorrow, I won't feel anything. I won't feel anything. Easy. Time heals everything. Time heals everything. I won't feel anything. I don't feel.
Right. What's on? No, Lev, I haven't seen it yet, man. What's this flat earth psyop thing, man? Yeah, you talking about the mainstream flat earth psyop shit? Or not us Mongos, obviously. But yeah, we got psyoped in some weird freaking kooky way. But yeah, I gotta check that out, man. I'll have time tomorrow. I'll watch it while I'm working. tomorrow. All right, let's get to some tartar, man. Some retard. And then we got the retards. They froze Antarctica and hid the Tartaria. What? Called it Tartaria. This is gonna be good. This should be good, man. If you guys see, you guys have seen it, but I haven't. So there's that. All right. Now I gotta check out the Flat Earth PSYOP episodes, man. That's a must see, bro.
I want to start with a number. 1820. That's the year they tell us Antarctica was first sighted. First officially sighted, they'll say, if you push them on it. First recorded, first documented, first acknowledged. And for most of my life, I accepted that. I didn't question it. Why would I? It's in the textbooks. It's on the timelines.
It's in the textbooks. It's the timeline. Why would I question that? Antarctica, 1860s. Yeah. Just rolling with it.
It's the kind of fact you absorb in school the same way you absorb everything else, passively.
I think it was the third question on the test, actually.
Without resistance, without asking why. But then I started looking at the dates more carefully, and once I did, I couldn't stop. Before we go any further, I need to briefly return to something I covered in the last video in this series. And if you haven't seen it, I'll link it below, because what follows won't
I will link it below.
Carry its full weight without that foundation. In that
yeah, there's a lot of straw mans, red herrings, obfuscations. Yeah, you name it, Connie. You got that right. Yeah, they threw every Mongo shit they could throw at us.
Because what follows,
including a bunch of Mongos,
won't carry its full weight without that foundation. In that episode, I explored what mainstream history calls the year without a summer, 1816. The year following the eruption of Mount Tambora in Indonesia, which according to the official record, ejected enough ash into the atmosphere to lower global temperatures, destroy harvests across the northern hemisphere, kill livestock, trigger famine from New England to northern Europe, and turn summer into literal winter.
Yeah, it was 1820. My bad, Joe. 1820, 1860, it was, I don't know. So I don't know why I had 1860 in my head. Fuck, Mongo.
Global temperatures, destroy harvests across the northern hemisphere, kill livestock, trigger famine from New England to northern Europe, and turn summer into literal winter. Tambora, a single volcano. The explanation is tidy. The timeline is clean. Reports of unnatural cold, of snow in June, of orange and purple sunsets. They weren't clustered near Indonesia. They were everywhere at once, and not just environmentally, socially, politically. The years immediately following 1816 saw a cascade of institutional ruptures, population displacements, and what one researcher I came across described as civilizational amnesia. Entire communities that seemed to lose continuity with what came before.
Was I glitching out? Glitching? Or was the timeline glitchy? Or is AI glitchy? I'm sure AI is glitchy, man. 100%. But,
entire communities that seemed to lose continuity with what came before. In that video, I proposed something that I know made a lot of you uncomfortable. And good. It should. I proposed that the year without a summer was not a volcanic event, or more
that's a fucking AI picture if I ever saw one. That's retarded. Come on. The guy's arm looks like it's coming out of his head. I don't know. It's bad AI. That's bad.
Precisely that it may not have been only a volcanic event. that the atmospheric disruption of 1816 bore the hallmarks of something more catastrophic, more deliberate, something closer in its signature to what we would today recognize as a nuclear winter. A sudden total atmospheric blackout, not from a mountain but from a civilization-ending event. A reset. The kind of event that would leave behind not just...
Yeah, let's just pack the snow over here. It's good. It's good. Just, yeah. Would it just fell? All the snow fell right there and made little freaking thing. Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
Event. A reset. The kind of event that would leave behind not just climate data, but erasure. The kind of event now loosely associated with the hypothesis that, before the 19th century, there existed a global old world civilization, sophisticated, architecturally advanced, connected across continents, that we have come to call provisionally Tartaria.
Yeah, what's up, FE Nation? Good to see you, brother. Connie, you got Lev, you got Joe. What's up? Who else is that? We got GG. All right. Oh my goodness. There's a... What the fuck are you doing here? Aries, man, what's up? Oh my goodness. Long time. Good to see you anyway. Just going through some frozen Tartaria, man. This is frozen Tartaria. This is different. Haven't seen this
Global old world civilization, sophisticated, architecturally advanced, connected across continents, that we have come to call provisionally Tartaria. Not an empire in the conventional sense, not a country with borders on a modern map. Something harder to define. A presence, a civilization whose fingerprints are visible everywhere once you learn to recognize them. In the architecture, in the canal systems, in the city grids that appear fully formed in the historical record without any construction documentation, without any scaffolding period, without any of the messy incremental archaeology that should accompany human settlement. And then, apparently, it was simply gone.
Just simply gone. That's... All these AI pictures are so fuzzy. The Tartaria AI pictures are ridiculous. This guy's got to do... He's got to... I don't know what he's got to do.
Human settlement. And then, apparently, it was simply gone. We covered all of that, but there was one detail I kept circling back to. One date I kept setting aside because it felt almost too convenient, too perfectly placed.
Some mighty big-ass snowballs, man, falling. What Tartaria is that, man? What's up? Yeah. All right. Yeah, that was bad,
Kept
man.
setting aside because it felt almost too convenient, too perfectly placed.
It's Cantardi, I can't even say that, man. I could try it. I don't know if I can... Fuck it. I make retarded documentaries. Yeah, I'm not I'm just fucking documenting some Ice Age freaking Tartar, man. What the hell, bro? This happened, man. The Ice Age happened, I'm pretty sure, but you know, there was a cold winter, cold summer, cold... Everything was fucking cold, man. Shit was frozen all year, right? For like 5 years, something like that.
The date Antarctica was discovered. 1820, 4 years after the year without a summer. I want you to hold that gap.
That freaking horizon's flat. I know that much.
In your mind. 4 years. Not a generation, not a century. 4 years after what may have been the most catastrophic atmospheric event in recorded human history. An event that, if my previous analysis holds, may have functioned as the final act of a global civilizational collapse. An event where the entire world experienced freezing simultaneously. And then the world's most remote, most inaccessible, most sealed, most frozen landmass is suddenly, officially, discovered. And not by one expedition.
Interesting timeline. So yeah, they discover 1820. Got this thing called Antarctica. The rest of the world's freezing their balls off. What the hell, man? Yeah, that's interesting, man. It's interesting.
Most inaccessible, most sealed, most frozen landmass is suddenly, officially discovered. And not by one expedition, by 3, simultaneously. A British crew, an American crew, a Russian crew, all operating independently, we're told, all in the same region, all within...
Well, that's convenient. How convenient.
...months of each other, all in 1820. Now, I'm not going to stand here and tell you that's impossible. People chase discoveries, expeditions overlap, competition drives exploration. I understand all of that, but I want to ask a different kind of question.
My Discord's kind of private, man. I don't really put it out in public. I don't have anything. I just use it for simple, like, video communication occasionally, or audio or phone calls. So it's not really something I put out there. But send me a DM, man. I'll send it to you. But yeah, it's nothing going on in my Discord. I only got 2 things. I got a chat and a VC. That's it. I don't have no crazy, shit, man. It's no crazy, nothing going there. Anyway, let's back it up. I got to get back to the friggin'
possible. People chase discoveries, expeditions overlap, competition drives exploration. I understand all of that, but I want to ask a different kind of question. Not whether it happened, but why then? Why, after millennia of human civilization, after the Phoenicians and the Greeks and the Romans and the Chinese and every sophisticated maritime culture that ever put a hull to open water, why does the largest landmass south of the equator remain entirely undiscovered, undocumented, and unnamed until 4 years after the world's sky went dark?
See, he makes a good point, man. And again, that's probably why I play these videos, that he brings up some interesting stuff that, I'm not necessarily thinking about during the day. But, like, hey, why would they, Mongos, all of a sudden, just like the moon? It's like a moon race, a race to Antarctica, a race to North Pole. It's always a competition. There's they even have competitions to build buildings. Like, why don't you design it? Everybody, whoever wins. Yeah.
Largest landmass south of the equator remain entirely undiscovered, undocumented, and unnamed until 4 years after the world's sky went dark. Why then? Because here's where the conventional account starts to develop cracks. The further I went into the cartographic record, and I mean deep, into archives that don't get cited in introductory history courses, the more the 1820 discovery date began to look less like a beginning and more like a cover story. There are maps, actual surviving, historically documented maps that show Antarctica long before 1820. The Piri Reis map, dated 1513, drawn by an Ottoman admiral who explicitly stated...
What the fuck map is that? A what? I gotta back it up. I was reading. Sorry.
1820 discovery date began to look less like a beginning and more like a cover story. There are maps, actual surviving, historically documented maps that show Antarctica long before 1820. The Piri Reis map, dated 1513, drawn by an Ottoman admiral who explicitly...
Correct my math, but that was 300 years prior to the 1820, right? What the Mongos is going on here, bro?
Piri Reis map, dated 1513, drawn by an Ottoman admiral who explicitly stated he was compiling it from older source maps, shows a southern landmass with a detailed, accurate coastline. Not a vague blob, not a speculative fringe. A charted coastline that, when researchers in the 20th century overlaid it against modern satellite imaging of the subglacial terrain, the actual rock beneath 2 miles of ice, aligned with a precision that no one has adequately explained. The Orontius Phineas map from
Holy shit. You guys ever seen that map? I have not. That looks like a dual pole flat earth map to me, man. Oh, man. Shit. I gotta mooch this. Hold on. Man. How's my settings? Fuck, I don't know. Hang on. I gotta steal that shit. Hold on. Yeah. This little screen grab there.
No one has adequately explained. The Orontius Phineas map from 1531 goes further. It depicts Antarctica without ice, with river
Antarctica without ice.
systems with mountain ranges,
I've heard that before.
with internal geographic features that we only confirmed existed using mid-20th century sonar technology. Let me say that again more slowly because I think it's easy to read past it. A map drawn in 1531 shows geographic features of Antarctica that humanity did not technologically confirm until the 1950s. The official explanation breaks down almost immediately under the weight of that sentence. The academic response has historically been coincidence, lucky extrapolation, or the suggestion that ancient cartographers were simply guessing at a southern landmass for philosophical and geometric reasons.
They just made it up. They just made up this place. We don't know. I mean, it could be anywhere. Fucking, we don't know. It's just we're guessing. It's. How did Michio Kaku put it? He put it like this. He put it like it's guesswork. It's the seat of their pants. It's guesswork. Yeah. Thanks, Michio Kaku. Yeah, it was Grandma's basement. We just rolling the yeah.
Was simply guessing at a southern landmass for philosophical and geometric reasons. Symmetry, balance, the idea that the north must be matched by the south, and maybe that's true. Maybe it is coincidence. But how do you guess a river? How do you guess subglacial mountain ridges? How do you guess a coastline with enough accuracy that it survives comparison to satellite data 5 centuries later? You don't guess that. You don't theorize that. You map it from observation, from presence, from knowledge that was either first-hand or inherited from someone who was there.
All right. Speculation Thursday. Fuck. So yeah, this landmass was there. They documented it, and then it froze over. Is that where we're at? I guess that's kind of there. For whatever reason, I don't know. None of us know, but is it full of Tartaria, man? That's kind of what I was hoping for this evening, because I never watched this. Just an idea, throwing it out there. Check it out. Don't believe my ass.
From knowledge that was...
Don't believe this fucking AI Mongo either, man. But interesting, man. Interesting stuff. I like to look at this stuff right now, especially.
That you map it from observation, from presence, from knowledge that was either first-hand or inherited from someone who was there, and that raises a question that the mainstream record has never satisfyingly answered. Who was there? If you're finding this worth your time, and I hope you are, consider subscribing or becoming a YouTube member. This series goes places that most channels won't touch, and having you along for it means everything. Now, back to Antarctica. Because we're just getting started, I want to return to 1816 for a moment, because I think we've been looking at it from the wrong angle. In the previous video, I laid out the case that the atmospheric event of 1816, whatever its true cause, may have functioned as the terminal moment of an old world civilization. The event that ended something. The nuclear winter that followed what may have been a civilization-scale catastrophe, leaving behind depopulated cities.
All right. Leaving behind depopulated cities because everybody froze to death. And then the guys that, had fire survived it. And then they came up with all these crazy stories about, yeah, we built that building last week. And if you don't think so, then And we're going to put you in that crazy insane asylum that we built last week, too, you know. Because, you know, we could just crank these kick-ass fucking cathedrals out, you know, like, you know, track houses. We can just crank them out. No problem. You know, we got a bunch of really good builders with the horses and stuff. You know, we're busy. We can crank out those killer archways and big-ass doors, and it kind of make more sense that it froze. What happened? Where did everybody go? Was there a melt? Was there a earthquake? Was there fire? Was there flood? No, it froze. I like it. It's just another, what if, right? 1816, yeah. Yeah, the Black Plague, coming out of the Dark Ages. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, man, to put together here, man. It's not easy.
A civilization scale catastrophe.
The War of 1812. So what gives with that? There we go. Yeah, he's probably going to touch on most of this shit, but we're just on it. That's all.
Civilization. The event that ended something. The nuclear winter that followed.
It ended the fucking Tartaria kick-ass building period. You know. No, wait. It didn't end it. They just said they built the shit in the 1890s, you know, but could have been before 1820. I don't know. It's so interesting as fuck, man. I hope you guys having a good time. Shout out to Sue. Good to see you. Joe Dirt. And Connie. Love you, girl. Aries hanging. All right. Retard Terry. Here we go.
Followed what may have been a civilization scale catastrophe, leaving behind depopulated cities, orphaned infrastructure, and a historical record so thin it barely qualifies as a record at all. But what if that framing is only partially correct? What if 1816 was not just an ending? What if it was also, for someone, a beginning? Here is the theory I've been sitting with, and I want to be clear that I am presenting this as a question, not a conclusion.
Speculation. Yeah, that's it.
What if the atmospheric event of 1816, whatever generated it, was capable not only of disrupting the Northern Hemisphere's climate, but of accelerating glaciation at the poles? What if the same mechanism that turned summer to winter across Europe and North America also, in some compounding way, drove ice formation southward? What if Antarctica, the ice-free continent visible on 16th century maps, was in the process of freezing, or had recently been frozen, and 1816 was either the final phase of that process or a deliberate rehearsal of it?
Yeah.
I know, that's a significant claim. And I'm not making it as a claim. I'm making it as a shape, a pattern of timing and geography and suppression that I cannot stop thinking about. Because consider what comes next. 1816. The sky goes dark. A global atmospheric event.
What the fuck are these Mongos? What the fuck are these AI Mongos doing? Where are they shoveling that snow? To the left, to the right. No, they ain't fucking shoveling that shit. No. That ain't happening, Mongos. The dude's sitting over there with the horse. He's just like watching them. Like, hey man, you got good luck with that, bro. Clear me a path. My cart's full of snow. You think he'd be over there, right? You know, I could see him. You know, maybe raking the cart with the snow, with the shovel. And those look like modern day snow shovels. Fucking AI. Fuck.
Of unprecedented scope disrupts civilization. 1820, Antarctica is discovered, officially entered into the record, named, catalogued, claimed, not before, not during, after, 4 years after. The pattern appears, and once you notice it, you cannot unfocus your eyes from it. Stay with the timeline, because it doesn't stop at 1820. the same thread, the maps, the knowledge, the carefully preserved secret of what Antarctica actually is, keeps surfacing, decades later, in the hands of people who had every resource in the world to go and look. 1946, 1 year after the end of World War II. The United States Navy launches Operation High Jump, a full military expedition to Antarctica. Not a research team, not a small exploratory vessel, 13 ships, 33 aircraft, nearly 5,000 military personnel. Led by Rear Admiral Richard Byrd, one of the most decorated naval officers in American history. The stated objective was scientific, mapping, research, establishing a base, and maybe that's all it was. But here's the part that makes the timing impossible to set aside, because the Americans were not the first military power to take Antarctica seriously, not even close. In 1938, 7 years before High Jump, Nazi Germany launched its own Antarctic expedition, the Schwabenland expedition. They mapped nearly 600,000 square kilometers of territory, dropped thousands of marker stakes to assert territorial claim, and reportedly returned with something that shifted internal priorities at the highest levels. What exactly, we're not told. The records are incomplete in the specific way that records tend to be when the answer matters. What we do know is that German submarines were documented operating in Antarctic waters as late as 1945, and that certain senior figures in the Nazi scientific apparatus had a known documented obsession with ancient knowledge, lost civilizations, prehistory, inherited cartographic traditions that supposedly predated the modern world. The same maps, the same thread. Which brings us back to the custodian problem, the Piri Reis map, the Orontius Phineas map. The Admiral himself stated he compiled those charts from older sources that are never named, never located, never accounted for. Someone held that knowledge. Some chain of hands preserved it across centuries, across the 1816 rupture, intact enough for multiple parties, an Ottoman admiral, a Nazi expedition, an American naval fleet to apparently follow it to the same place.
All right, the balloon picture's a little sus. You brought the party. You brought the balloon from the party. Where'd you get the balloon, man? You got a tank. You got something. You're just gonna hold it there. Not gonna anchor that bad boy or something. What, you're gonna tie up. What are you tying on to the end of that freaking balloon? Exactly. A camera, and then you're gonna retrieve it on the frozen eye? Yeah. Little suspect, bro. Little suspect.
A Nazi expedition, an American naval fleet to apparently follow it to the same place. Who were they? And what did all three find when they got there? The evidence doesn't answer that, but it doesn't dismiss it either. Now I want to talk about what we're not allowed to do, because this is the part of the Antarctica conversation that most people skip past, and I think it's the most important part. You cannot freely go to Antarctica. I want to be precise about this because
Yeah, we know that.
Casual response is, of course you can. Expeditions go there all the time. And yes, they do. Scientific expeditions, government-sanctioned research missions, tourism even in limited and highly supervised forms. I'm not saying the continent is surrounded by an invisible wall. What I'm saying is this. The Antarctic Treaty...
Shout out to Taboo Conspiracy. Ben made a damn good YouTube video regarding this very topic where you can't go there. It's closed. Sorry, bro. Cost too much, too many permits. Yeah, it's just fucking... Yeah. It's fantastic. But you guys have seen that video, I'm sure. It's been around for years.
By an invisible wall. What I'm saying is this. The Antarctic Treaty System, signed in 1959 and now ratified by over 50 nations, designates Antarctica as a scientific preserve and explicitly prohibits military activity, mineral extraction and nuclear testing on the continent. And in practice, it means that independent, unsupervised exploration of the Antarctic interior is essentially impossible. Not illegal, exactly, just practically impossible.
Well, not only is it, cold as shit, but yeah, you got to pay a bunch of money to really go there, and you got to have tons of equipment, and you got to hump it all. Yeah, it's a joke, man. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we do like the paperwork. The papers. You must see your papers. Let me see your papers.
You need logistic support that only governments and large institutions can provide. You need permissions that are quietly difficult to obtain for anything outside of approved research parameters. You need infrastructure that does not exist for the independent traveller. The result is that Antarctica is functionally the one place on Earth that the ordinary citizen of the 21st century simply cannot go and look around. And I want to ask, why does that feel normal to us? Every other landmass on the planet, every mountain range, every jungle, every desert can be accessed by a motivated individual with enough resources and determination. People climb Everest.
You can climb Everest and leave your shit, your air tanks, and all your fucking trash and poop all over the mountain. But go to Antarctica and do that? No, you can't go there and leave your poop or your piss or nothing. You got to hump that shit out of there, Mongos. Yeah, put that shit in a bag like they did on the Apollo missions, man. Tape that shit to your ass and drop a deuce and pack that baby out, because we can't have you pooping on Antarctica, man. No, that's bad. What? It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Individual with enough resources and determination. People climb Everest recreationally. People cross the Sahara alone. People sail to the most remote islands on Earth with nothing but a small boat and a compass. But Antarctica has a treaty. 50 nations signed in the same decade that sonar technology first confirmed what was hiding under the ice. And we don't find that remarkable. We nod along. We accept that.
All right, Sue, you got a half a brick. All right. Take a half a brick. The T-car brick. Okay. Nice. I love it.
The treaty is about science, about peace, about environmental preservation. Maybe it is, but the evidence suggests that simultaneous global agreement is extraordinarily rare. Nations do not agree on almost anything. They disagree about borders, about resources.
Wait, they do when it comes to COVID. They all agreed immediately. Agree. Yep. Coco's here. Lock it down, Mongos. Lock it down, bro. They all agreed with that one. Instantaneous. 2 weeks to flatten the curve, man. You guys remember. Oh, it was lovely. My wife came running out. You guys see this. 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Flatten that curve out, Mongos.
Nations do not agree on almost anything. They disagree about borders, about resources, about ideology, about language, about everything. The 20th century was practically defined by national disagreement, except here, on this, about this one place. The coordination problem becomes impossible to ignore the longer you sit with it.
Horizon's flat. I just checked it. It's totally flat. That's an AI picture. It looks AI, man.
The coordination problem becomes impossible to ignore the longer you sit with it. 50 nations, all agreeing, all signing, all maintaining, consistently, for decades, about a frozen continent that officially contains nothing but ice and penguins. What is it about ice and penguins that requires an international treaty?
Good question. What is it about ice and penguins?
Let me tell you.
I've been saying that for years, but what do I know
about the architecture problem? Because this is where the Tartaria connection stops being abstract. Across the series, we've documented imperfectly, provisionally, but documented the presence of old world construction techniques in places they have no business being. Buildings that appear in the historical record fully complete, without construction phases.
Yeah. Exactly. Who built all these buildings, man? Who rocked it? Who was the architect? How did they get the horses there and the buggies and the concrete and the brick and the marble and carve it out? And yeah, I want to know.
Record fully complete without construction phases. Civic infrastructure in cities supposedly founded in the early 19th century that would have required decades and resources that those young settlements simply did not have. Cathedrals in frontier towns, elaborate sewer systems in cities that were, by official record, wilderness 5 years before the systems were installed. The mud flood evidence, the buried ground floors, the windows that begin below what is now street level because the street level has risen, or because something came down and covered what was already there. This pattern repeats across North America, across Europe, across Russia, across South America. It is.
Don't forget, India. Yeah, it does. It does span across a lot of places. Last time I checked.
Across Europe, across Russia, across South America. It is not regional. It is not isolated. It is global. And every time we document it, the official
Globetard.
is not isolated. It is global. And every time we document it, the official explanation involves either dismissal or a kind of casual hand-waving that, the deeper you look, dissolves on contact with the actual evidence. The transition periods are missing. The documentation is thin. The workforce that supposedly built these structures is unaccounted for. The supply chains don't exist. A
lot of these pictures are AI, yeah, but it shows how the high water level. Yeah, Yep. Could have been snow melt. It could have been all frozen and just melted snow, and then they had the water level. Could have been a little bit of both. Not, that's kind of where this video is going, is like there was this frozen time, and, it froze everywhere. But Antarctica ended up frozen. I don't know. It's interesting, man. We'll get there.
Timelines don't work. Something was already there. Something was built by someone who came before. Now, Antarctica. We know from the cartographic evidence, from the ice-free maps, from the subglacial topography, that Antarctica was, at some point in historical time, a habitable landmass, not geologically ancient, historically recent. Recent enough that human beings mapped it. Recent enough that those maps survived into the 16th century, copied from even older sources. What was on that continent? What is under 2 miles of...
Hey, man, I need you to crank me out this staircase, bro. All right? Here's the plan. Well, besides the staircase, I got a few other details you might want to, you're going to have to work out for me, bro. Yeah. Just a few details. I like some ornate stuff. You like ornate stuff? Good, because I do too, man. And if it's like super ornate and intricate, that's what we're going for, bro. It's going to be like next level cool shit. Trust me, bro. We're going to crank this thing out. It's only going to take like a year or so. And we're just going to fucking make it out of marble. And I got a bunch of Brazilian rosewood for my staircase. And we'll just crank that baby out, man. Let's do it. Okay, get your horses and cruise with me, bro. We got this. We got this, man.
Device right.
Grab your hammer, by the way. Grab your hammer. That'd be good.
Now, I'm not saying there are pyramids under the Antarctic ice sheet, though there are structures in the Ellsworth Mountains that have generated genuine academic debate about their...
Oh, fuck. Antarctica looks flat. Shit. Did you guys know Antarctica looked like it was flat? I love Brazilian rosewood, but you can't get it anymore, Connie. It's basically illegal. You got to find a stash somewhere that somebody got, 50, 60 years ago or something. It's really hard to get. That's why I said Brazilian rosewood.
Geometry. I'm not saying there is a lost city sealed under the Ross Ice Shelf. I'm asking something simpler and, I think, more important. Why don't we know? Why, in 2025, with ground-penetrating radar technology capable of imaging geological features thousands of meters below the surface...
Yeah, I don't know if I can go thousands of meters, bro. I mean, I don't think they have that kind of cool technology. They say they do. I don't know, man. That's a bit satellite-ish to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there are things that fly way up in the sky, but are they in outer space? No. Can you ground penetrate radar for thousands of meters and get some kind of picture? I don't know, man. Seems a bit Hollywood. Seems a bit Hollywood.
Capable of
kind of like nukes. Nukes are a little bit Hollywood too, man. Big time. Oh shit! All the nuclear footage that's ever been. Yeah, it's all Hollywood. Yeah, never mind.
In 2025, with ground-penetrating radar technology capable of imaging geological features thousands of meters below the surface, with satellite systems that can read a license plate from orbit, with the full weight of the most technologically advanced civilization in recorded history pointed at every corner of the Earth.
All right, bro. I got this idea for this building. You got to crank out this cool fountains. Got to have a glass ceiling. Okay. You gotta let the sunlight in. Need some big columns, arches. We got a lot of work to do, man. Let's marble floors with some bunch of intricate, cool designs. Yeah, it's gonna be great, man. We'll just rock that. Just crank it out, bro.
Why is the subglacial topography of Antarctica still largely unmapped at high resolution? Why do the gaps in the data cluster in the interior? Why does the silence persist? The silence, when you start listening for it, is...
I don't think the tent's gonna help, bro. I really don't. You're gonna freeze your ass off tonight, bro. I'm sorry. Yeah. Cedar. Yeah, that's a great hardwood. It's a soft but strong hardwood, and it's amazing. Yeah.
Why does the silence persist? The silence, when you start listening for it, is everywhere in this story. No serious mainstream academic discussion of the Piri race map in introductory curricula. No, it's a footnote, if it appears at all.
Yeah, it's kind of like what? Seniac, Mickelson, Morley, all these guys got buried, man. Dude, I've talked to fucking PhDs in physics, and they've never even heard of Seniac. It was the same thing, man. Here, man, they just buried that shit. They don't bring this shit up. That's a dead giveaway, man. Dead giveaway. Yeah, you can't bring that up in college if you're going to get your degree. No, they can't tell you about this stuff.
Introductory curricula. No, it's a footnote, if it appears at all. No serious institutional inquiry into the coordination problem of 1820, 3 independent expeditions arriving simultaneously at an undiscovered continent. No. Convergence, coincidence, moving on. No institutional curiosity about the gap between the ice-free maps of the 16th century and the frozen wasteland we officially discovered in the 19th. No explanation for how, if the ice built up over geological time as we're told, human cartographers produced maps showing the uniced terrain in historical time. The silence isn't accidental.
Oh, bro, I need you to crank me out this building. Again, a glass ceiling like we did last time. some columns. We can. It's kind of a simple design, really. This one's much more simple. We should be able to kick this thing out in 6 months, no problem.
Silence on this scale, across this many disciplines, maintained for this long, that's not absence of evidence. That's a shape. And that shape suggests something. I'm not going to tell you what it suggests. I think you already feel it. I want to close with something that has been sitting with me since I first started pulling this thread. If we accept, provisionally, carefully, with all approach.
I need a really cool fountain with some intricate stuff. I just crank me out a fountain. Just one. I just need one fountain. I'm not greedy, bro. Oh shit, you got statues and shit and columns, all kinds of crazy shit in the back. Dude, we need a gardener up in here, bro. ASAP, man. This shit's getting a little overgrown. The columns are. We gotta cut that shit back, man. I can't really see the columns anymore. Oh, that's a garden. It's a garden. It's my garden. It's just my garden, bro.
Appropriate skepticism that there existed before the 19th century a global civilization of significant sophistication. If we accept that this civilization left behind infrastructure, maps, architectural techniques, and knowledge that are official history.
I got an idea, man. All right. You guys are going to think I'm crazy, but we can pull this off. Within like a year and a half, tops. I'm going to go over here, man. We're going to have this thing called a World's Fair in the city of Chicago. And it's going to be great. We're going to light it up. We're going to build some ponds and buildings. We're going to kick this thing out in like a year and a half, tops. Okay, 2 years tops, man. I mean, we're going to build all this shit. Like they built Disneyland in like 1 year, It's kind of like that. We're just going to rock it. Let's do it. Let's rock this bad boy. Let's do it.
Cannot account for. If we accept that the events of 1816 represented in some form the terminal convulsion of that civilization, a collapse so total and so violent that it left atmospheric scars visible across the northern hemisphere. And if we accept that Antarctica, the last unmapped and ice-free landmass on those older charts, was sealed, frozen, treaty-locked, and quietly removed from public access in the years immediately following, then we have to ask the hardest question. What were they protecting? Not from us necessarily, maybe from time, maybe from chaos, maybe simply from the kind of casual, uncoordinated, uncontrolled discovery that might have happened if anyone with a ship and a curiosity could sail down and start digging.
Lav, you did an episode on the fire burnout, giant trees. Oh, man. Yeah, that's interesting. Very interesting shit, man.
Might have happened if anyone with a ship and a curiosity could sail down and start digging. What knowledge was stored there? What records? What architecture?
What architecture is buried beneath Antarctica? I think that's where we're going this evening. And we're thinking there's some Tartaria shit there, man. That's what I'm thinking, right? Some big time Tartaria shit. But you can't go there and check it out. We can't go there. It's too cold. It's too far. Whatever. Too many restrictions, man. Yeah.
What knowledge was stored there? What records? What architecture? What evidence of a civilization that we have been, through some combination of catastrophe, deliberate erasure, and institutional incuriosity, prevented from knowing? I don't have the answer.
Did he say erasure? I think he did. Deliberate erasure. That means it's been erased. I think that's what he meant.
Through some combination of catastrophe, deliberate.
Yeah, Hangman. I love Hangman. Hangman's all about. Yeah, he's out here with me in California, bro. I think Hangman's out here. Yeah, good stuff, man.
erasure, and institutional incuriosity prevented from knowing. I don't have the answer. I want to be honest with you about that.
AI is so honest. I love AI when they're honest. But AI is not honest. Dude, I've watched about like 10 people try to trick AI into be a flat earther. And they've all come up short, man. They just keep going. The fucking AI will not be a flat earther ever. I did see somebody that did create a slight AI thing for flat earthers. That was pretty funny. But anyway, we're going to figure this out, man. We are the ones that are going to do it. That's all there is to it. Yeah, we are the ones, man. Damn it. I didn't sign up for it. You didn't sign up for it either. But let's just keep going, though. That's all I can do. I appreciate you guys riding with me.
What evidence of a civilization that we have been, through some combination of catastrophe, deliberate erasure, and institutional incuriosity, prevented from knowing? I don't have the answer. I want to be honest with you about that. I have been sitting with these questions for months, and they have not resolved. They have only deepened. The further I go into the record, the more I find not answers but structure, the shape of something deliberately obscured, something whose outlines I can trace without being able to see its face. Once you see that structure, you cannot unfocus your eyes from it. An atmospheric catastrophe in 1816, unprecedented in its scope and duration. An official continent discovered 4 years later by 3 nations at once, sealed by 50 nations a century after that. Ancient maps that show what's under the ice.
Oh, maps that were 300 years earlier, according to what they're saying. What he's saying is that it showed this continent of Antarctica that's not frozen, and all kinds of castles and shit and people, and it's a big deal. But what do I know? I'm just a Mongo on the internet. Just another Mongo. No, I'm all right, man.
By 50 nations a century after that. Ancient maps that show what's under the ice, a historical record that goes silent at precisely the moments where continuity should exist. Architecture without builders, cities without origins, a civilization without a gravestone, and a continent renamed, restricted, ice-covered and quietly held, just out of reach.
That looks like San Francisco. I think that, that one's a whole shit show, man. I'd have to play some other videos to back that one up, but yeah, it looks like San Francisco. Top hat, even the girls are wearing some funky hats, man.
Named, restricted, ice-covered and quietly held.
I remember Jibby Jedi telling me, man, there's been like, several 1850s. I was like, what? Yeah, there's been like a bunch of. There had to have been, because it just doesn't make any sense. Otherwise, I was like, I never thought of it like that. There's a bunch of 1850s, man, a bunch of them.
Just out of reach, that may contain under 2 miles of frozen silence the answer to all of it. Maybe, or maybe not. But I can't stop thinking about the number 1820. And I don't think you will either now. If this series is worth something to you, consider
subscribing and liking and sharing. Or don't. Richie from Boston. Or don't. Hey, don't worry about it. No, it's all good. You guys are great. I don't know what the hell I did, man. I was going to do part 2 of the Mind Unveiled thing, man, that we were getting into the other night, but it's going to take me more than an hour and a half to bust through that one, man. But All right. Well, let's end with some music, man. How about that? How about we go checking out some music? I don't know. You guys like music? Maybe don't. I don't know. I've yet to meet somebody that didn't like. I heard somebody didn't like music on a Discord not too long ago. Like, I don't like music. Like, what? Okay, well, you and I cannot be friends. I'm sorry. Carry on. Carry on, people. The elements. The elements. The elements. The sound of comatose. You guys want to hear the sound of comatose? All right. This is a place called One Shot, One Mic, One Song. That's all you get, man. And it's all recorded on one microphone. Live. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, man. It's some Tartaria music. He's comatose, man. Dude's comatose, bro. Far out. Whatever, man.
He's gone now forever, man. He's gone now forever, man. In darkness you will find. He's gone now forever, man. He's gone now forever, man. In darkness you will find. He's gone now forever, man. He's gone now forever.
Don't know what he means by that. Yes, we can, Connie. Yes. There's a place. There's a place. Yes. There's a Mongo. Dude, have you not seen Mongo World? Oh, it's Mongo Planet. Mongo Planet. We got their own. Mongos have their own planet, apparently. Fuck. I'm just kidding. Come on, boy. Alright. Yeah. I'll put it in our back chat, Connie. Mongo Planet. It's hilarious. It's before AI, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Alright. Well, thank you guys for hanging out, man.
Lovers in the morning, won't lust 'cause you're feeling too low.
We're gonna go.
Where I wanna go, I wanna go. Where I wanna go, my dreams alone.
All right. Leave my dreams alone, man. That's hard to do. You know, dreaming is a weird thing, man. It's a consciousness. Is Lev knows all about this shit, man. Probably more than Connie. You're all in, yeah. But yeah, the dream consciousness is a freaking weird thing. I had some weird dreams today, man. What's up, Dex? Go to your dreams, man. Go to your dreams. No, don't do that. Dreams can be wick, man. You ever wake up out of a dream and go, whoa, damn. I'm sure glad that was a dream. I could have been bad, man. It could have gone really bad. But there are good dreams too. Don't get me wrong, man. But it's a weird consciousness in the dream state. All right, so don't be comatose. I guess that's it might be good to be comatose in a dream. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. We'll do it again. I'm gonna pick up on that part 2. I don't know. Soon. Could be tomorrow. Could be. I got a lot of shit going on. I'm pretty busy. But yeah, I gotta bust it out. Man, getting deep into the woods. YouTube's letting me go deep. I'm sure they're gonna destroy my channel again. I'm sure at some point, bro. I have no doubt they're gonna wreck it. But what are you gonna do? Until then, man, we carry on. Let's contribute to their AI algorithms. I mean, that's what we're doing here, isn't it? That's why they let us back in. They let us talk about whatever we want. How dare them? Oh, wait. Back in 2020 when I was talking about, everything, going, what the heck is going? They shut the world down and I got, struck down for saying that. I'm like, this is a scam, bro. You guys are getting fucking scammed. And I'm screaming it. But yeah, they took my channel down. So many times. I got suspended for 90 days here, there, 90 days there, 90. How many times, man? Yeah, you're right, Connie. Jibby. Miss Jibby, bro. Yep. You know who I miss? I still hear him out there once in a while, man, is Democ. Democ always had some interesting stuff to talk about. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. We'll get back to that deep dive into the files, man. The files, bro. We got the files, man. That's crazy, man. They let the files out. I mean, this is the elite letting the files out. What could go wrong? What could possibly, be a problem? I don't get it. I mean, that's crazy, What? There's some who can come up with, a lot of it's redacted, but there's still a lot of information there that it's worth looking into. Who knows, man? It's better than looking at, the mainstream news. I really like it. Some pretty cool people out here checking out what's going on, man. Oh, you want to check out the shape of the earth, or you want to check out microorganisms, or let's go. Let's check it out. As my friend Artez would say, check it out. Shout out to Artez. Check it out. All right. Check it out. don't check it out, I know you guys will check it out, 'cause that's how you guys roll. It's all good, man. Lovey Connie, FE Nation, Dex. You guys will, Susan. Thank you, brother. Thank you, sisters. All right. Let's keep remembering. Let's go down the road. Here we go. All right. I'll catch you guys later. Cheers. All right. Cheers.